What's good, Internet? It's your boy Jake here, dumb as ever. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about a show that I've really been enjoying on Paramount Plus recently. But before that, look at this Mondo Gecko figure I got. He's awesome. Should I open this guy? I love this version of Mondo Gecko. Just perfectly nailed the vibes. Paul Rudd was an excellent choice. So I've only got the turtles from this line, but I had to pick up Mondo Gecko because I loved him so much, and I love his little skates on his tail. That's so funny. Today, I wanted to talk about this show called ARK The Animated Series. Now, ARK The Animated Series is based on a game from 2015 that I haven't really played. I actually own it on my Steam library, but I own a ton of games I don't play. I just used to get Humble Bundles and add and never play games. I still don't play games that much. I don't know. Maybe I'll play ARK. Should I play ARK on stream on the main channel? Let me know if you want that. But this game came out in 2015, and I do kind of remember trying to play it, but it was so poorly optimized that I couldn't on my computer. And I remember people having like really good computers and they couldn't play it, and I remember that being a big topic about how it was an early access game that they were selling, but barely anyone could play it. That's all I remembered about ARK. So imagine my surprise when on Paramount Plus I see a new cartoon based on it. And, obviously the video game didn't make a huge impression on me, but the one thing I know about it is it has frickin' dinosaurs. And I love dinosaurs. Like, who doesn't love dinosaurs? They're just cool. They're like dragons, but real when you think about it. Like mythical creatures that used to exist but no longer exist. That's sick as hell. So yeah, I try and consume dinosaur content. Primal is a series that I know I need to watch. I just watched the first episode and I was so sad for the dinosaur that I was like, I gotta take a break. I'll get back to it. If you want me to talk about Primal, let me know. So I was looking into this show because nobody's talking about it. It just got dumped onto Paramount Plus and it was barely advertised as far as I can tell. Like, I should be the target audience, like, the algorithm should get to me somehow to show me something like this, and it did not at all. It came out in March, and I'm discovering it like mid-May. So bad job, Paramount. Do better. Come on, y'all. I don't know why you would invest in a cartoon like this that looks incredible and just not advertise it. Like, good business strategy, dude. But let me try and do it for you. I was also looking at a lot of reviews for the show, and I feel like they're all caught up on the fact that it's a video game adaptation. I don't care. Like, this whole cursed video game adaptation thing is so not real. What's cursed is the Hollywood executives that make these decisions about franchises they know nothing about. That's how you get the Monster Hunter movie. That's how you get a lot of the Resident Evil movies, even though people like those. I think they're fine. Like, I like where they went, but my whole point is people are like, video adaptations are cursed. We can never get a good one. And maybe that's changed a little bit since Detective Pikachu and the Sonic movie. Those are pretty good. I like them. I thought they were fun. Like, I thought they were great adaptations and good movies. So maybe that's not like a prevalent feeling, but I don't know. When watching a cartoon like this, I'm not thinking about a freaking video game. I'm thinking about the cartoon. So, I don't know. So, this is going to have very light spoilers. I recommend you just go, full stop, go watch it. It's fantastic. I loved every second of it. I haven't even watched the last episode. I'm going to watch it after this video. I just wholly recommend it. Even if they fumble the last episode, the 5 I've watched have been so worth it and so worth my time that, like, you should just go watch it, dude. So the whole plot of the show is that people get washed up on a mysterious island with dinosaurs and other prehistoric creatures. I'm pretty sure this is just directly from the game. That's one thing I do remember is, like, you just wake up naked on a beach, and that's basically what happens to our main character, Helena, who is an Aboriginal Australian paleontologist from our time. And I only bring up the Aboriginal Australian part because it's part of the story. they give a lot of backstory for a bunch of characters that you meet, mainly your heroes. They don't really show the villain's backstory. At first, I was a little annoyed by it. The first episode has a lot of flashbacks. It's giving you a lot of information about Helena that doesn't necessarily seem relevant. And I think it is relevant. No spoilers, but I think what happens in those flashbacks will be relevant to a potential season 2. But it gives you the backstory of a bunch of different characters, where they were before they got sent to this island. And it kind of gives you a look into their thoughts, like why they act a certain way. It's interesting because, you know, Helena is from our time, but the first person she meets is a guy named Bob, who is a World War II soldier and he was like on the beaches of Normandy when he got sent to the ARK. The island is called the ARK, I guess. And there's a great moment where he's like, he finds out that Helena is from the 21st century, and he's like, did we win? Because he's over here in ARK, and he doesn't even know if the Allies won the war. And that was super interesting to me. Because when she's like, yeah, we won, he has like this great moment of silence where he just like looks so happy and prideful. And, you know, that's an interesting thought because it's like, you know, things probably seem more dicey at the time than the way we learn about it. When the way we learn about World War II is like we overwhelmed them, we had a massive victory, Russia and America absolutely curb stomped Germany. And I mean, yeah, that's kind of what happened, but I'm sure as a soldier on the beaches of Normandy, you don't know how shit is going, right? And that's interesting to think about. This show has a really interesting core of history, fun facts that makes it fun for me as someone who really loves history, who thinks it's like genuinely interesting. And yes, I know the show has dinosaurs, but it's really not about the dinosaurs. The dinosaurs enhance the plot. They add awesome and cool moments. And Helena, being a paleontologist, she is like, she's meant for this place. Like, she seems weak and fragile at first, but she realizes, and you realize as a viewer, like, this is her domain, man. She's smarter than everyone there. There's a villain named Rockwell, who's a British guy from the 1800s. He looks like a very typical anime villain with the glasses, and he's a little sniveling prick. And he's a scientist, but he doesn't know jack and or shit about dinosaurs. He doesn't understand them. He treats them like animals cruelly, because that's how they did it back then, through just beating the animals until into submission, basically. And Helena's smart enough to know, like, if she befriends animals and is kind to them, they'll actually help her more, and she'll have more control over them. And she's not the only one to have realized this, but she knows it better than the villains. Another villain is General Nerva, who is a Roman centurion, and he's like the general of this huge army. He's rebuilt Rome in the ARK, basically. He's got tons of slaves. He's a bad guy. Like, he's a Roman. So, no hate to current day Roman people, but General Nerva is a piece of garbage. And his whole thing is, there's these artifacts, there's these MacGuffins, and they say if you bring all the MacGuffins together, you can leave the ARK. And what he wants to do is he wants to go back to Rome and take it over for himself, using the army he's accrued in the ARK, because he believes that Rome is going down the drain. And he was kind of right, but in a few episodes later, we meet Mei Yin, who is a badass warrior from ancient China. Here's the thing about the show, and this is not a criticism, this is just an observation. If you meet an Asian person in the ARK, guaranteed they're gonna be an ancient warrior from China. Like, in episode 2, you meet a Native American guy, and I was like, there's no shot he's from anywhere but like 1700s America. He totally was. So it's kind of funny, like, if you meet a different person from a different race, they're kind of like from the most iconic piece of history to like the Western mediascape. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it just felt a little silly at some points, but it was cool. It's cool. Like, I like all the characters. I like that they're from different time periods. Like I said, the history nerd in me loves that stuff. This show is absolutely brutal, especially in the first episode. They really wanted to hurt your feelings in the first episode. Several dark moments. They don't get into like SA stuff, thankfully, but very violent, very like killing people indiscriminately happening in the show. And I think the show is really inspired by Invincible in a lot of ways. Like, the art style reminds me of Invincible, and the gratuitous violence that sometimes happens. It's not like all the time, but sometimes it just gets really violent, and you kind of forget. It's got such Saturday morning cartoon vibes that you kind of forget about the violence for a little bit if it hasn't happened for a while. There'll be a cute scene of them feeding stegosauruses fruits, so the stegosauruses will be their friend. And then the next scene, a guy gets his head cut off. Like, there's also a guy named Henry, played by Jeffrey Wright. I love Jeffrey Wright. I love to hear that lovely voice in cartoons. And he's an inventor with the good guys. There's a good community and a bad community, basically. And I keep calling him Henry Emily, like the inventor from FNAF. The animation is absolutely jaw-dropping in some episodes. Episode 5 in particular has 3 of the best animated fight scenes I've seen all year. Like, seriously, 3 banger fight scenes. They have really cool concepts, like the Brachiosaurus dinosaurs. They use them as like moving platforms. They're almost like aircraft carriers for the ARK island, which is really fun. And I'm sure that's from the game. I'm sure a lot of this stuff is from the game. There was a Dilophosaurus in one episode that spit venom, which I'm sure other dinosaur nerds would tell you that Dilophosauruses could not spit venom. I'm pretty sure they didn't even have the big frills on the side of their heads like Jurassic Park. So it's kind of funny that they completely lifted that concept from Jurassic Park and put it into the game, and then it got put into the show. That's how I'm assuming it happened. I'm assuming Dilophosauruses are in the game, and they do that. Yeah, on the topic of the dinosaurs, they're awesome. They act more like puppies than dinosaurs, probably, but I don't really care. I like that. I like dinosaurs when they act like puppies. There's Scary, who is a Paralophosaurus, and Scary is like Helena's pet dinosaur, basically. She also has a Dodo, which she meets the Dodo like almost instantly on the island, and I kind of interpret the Dodo as like the ARK version of the Minecraft chicken. Like, you just an easy to kill animal to get food. So it's kind of funny that she has a Dodo with her. She won't let anyone kill or cook it. Yeah, the dinosaur action is awesome. There's velociraptors, Dilophosauruses, Tyrannosaurus Rex. There was one villain that had one that looked like a T-Rex, but it's called like a Yucatansaurus or something like that. I can't remember what it's actually called. I'm sorry. But I was like, that's cool. And that dinosaur like roared, and it would scare the other dinosaurs, and they would like run away. And it was shown like a special ability, and I like that. I thought that was cool. There's a great boss battle in season 2. Here's the thing about this show, is that it's very tropey. You can probably predict most of the stuff that happens in the show, but the writing and character stuff is so on point that, like, it doesn't matter that it's tropey. It's just good. Like, the good writing defies the trope, which is always a nice thing. There's been a lot of fictional works created for humanity. Like, it's hard not to be tropey at a certain point, especially for like a mass-produced, company-mandated cartoon. Like, you got these executives wanting certain things and, crap like that. So stuff feels samey sometimes, but the writing in the show is so great. And here's an example. So, boss battle in episode 2 where Mei Yin and Helena have to figure out how to beat this big-ass spider. And the spider is like, its hide is super thick. Mei Yin uses like a big spear sort of weapon, but it's barely hurting the thing. And, you know, big spider boss, in my mind, I think of that and I'm bored. Like, we've seen a big spider boss so often. The way they figure out the solution to defeating the spider, and by showing, not telling, like, Helena figures out the solution to beat the spider all visually, and she never says anything to Mei Yin about it. She asks Mei Yin to do a certain thing, but she doesn't explain why. She asks Mei Yin does it, and then they beat the spider. And it's so good. It's so good. Such good writing. Such good animation. Such good storytelling. So yeah, I hope you watch the show after this. I hope I've convinced you. Like, I really hope you do, because I really want a season 2. I want to see more of these characters. I want to see the storyline continue. I didn't even mention the voice cast, really, which is like all-star voice cast. Michelle Yeoh plays Mei Yin. Carl Urban plays Bob, the World War II soldier. Rockwell is played by David Tennant. Jeffrey Wright plays Henry Emily, like I said. Those were the biggest names I recognized. So, like, just big names attached to the show. And no marketing. No marketing at all. Good job, Paramount. Good job. But that's my pitch. Please go watch it. I want a second season so bad. I would watch the hell out of a second season. Hopefully more people realize this show exists and watch it, because it is so good. I feel like it's ripe for a fandom. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like this video. Kind of off my normal topic. I usually talk Transformers, but I love dinosaurs as well. So if you want me to talk more dinosaurs, I'll talk more dinosaurs. You just gotta let me know that you want that from me, okay? Thanks for watching. See you next time. Like and subscribe, all that crap. Bye.